Mike, when you saw that question put to Anthony Albanese there, and he wasn't giving much in this media conference, could this be an attempt at Russian interference into our election, albeit, not a subversive one, more a clumsy public one, but this is what we're talking about today?
No, I don't think that's the case here at all. It might be amplified. The Russians might be amplifying it just to stir things up. I think, and I've got no basis for knowing this on anything other than what I've read in the open press, I think a request was made, probably in February at the time of Shoigu's visit to Jakarta in February. And remember, he's a war criminal, given what has happened in Ukraine. It was disappointing. I think we should be disappointed by the fact that he was welcomed into Jakarta, and indeed, as I recall, I think he might have even been a guest in the presidential palace. I think a request has been made, and I think just some journalists or analysts at the Jane's Military Information newsletter have pieced it together and have probably seen things or have been told things. That then got reported yesterday. That then became the media story. I don't for a moment think that it was sort of placed by the Russians to interfere. I think it's actually a couple of analysts actually stumbling onto something that's real.
How much does it worry you that Russia even made the request or is interested in being in Indonesia?
Well, I said earlier it's part of a concerning pattern, but this is what defence planning and strategic planning is all about. You plan for reasonable worst-case scenarios, and one of the reasonable worst-case scenarios that's been a staple of Australian defence strategy ever since Kim Beazley, who's a Labor legend, a great defence minister, developed the policy in the mid-80s of being able to protect against attacks coming either, and this is a formula that was put on the public record by the Hawke government, so I'm not being shrill in saying this. Any attack on Australia is likely to come from Indonesia, unlikely, or through Indonesia, possible. And so that's why foreign basing in Indonesia is something that's of high interest to our intelligence analysts, to the government. I agree with the Prime Minister, a lot of this should be dealt with behind closed doors, but I'm here as a commentator who, speaking on the publicly available information, can speculate about what's going on. We should be concerned, but we shouldn't be surprised. As I said, they sent a bomber run down through that very same airbase 8 years ago. I think they would love to be able to have, if not a permanent base, but certainly a rotational base with maybe some bare facilities, some austere infrastructure that they could quickly get activated. I doubt very much the Indonesians would give that to them because they know that they'd face. Well, frankly, they should face a furious response from Australia because any such basing in Indonesia would be an unfriendly act to Australia because it's really only there to attack bases in northern Australia, potentially the American base that's been built at Manus in Papua New Guinea, and a backdoor attack into the large American base at Guam. It would be a hostile, and if not hostile, certainly unfriendly act.
Mike Pezzullo, thanks so much for your insights this morning. Certainly a good explanation when we weren't getting one from the politicians, unwilling. And as you point out, some things do need to be done behind closed doors. We appreciate it. We'll see you soon.